What's up, guys? So today I woke up and I looked at the wonderful world of Twitter and I saw a trend in which this big streamer on Twitch, his name is Ninja or something like that, um, he decided to say on an interview that he actively does not stream with female streamers, and it's because of the gossip and the stuff that people come up with and will say about him, and maybe other females trying to flirt with him and try to just come up with gossip to hurt his relationship. He's married and all that, so he was trying to say that the reason he doesn't like to stream with women anymore is because, hey John, people try to come up with things to maybe hurt the relationship, come up with gossip, because gossip tends to be a big killer of relationships. I get it, but I couldn't help but notice a few things, and maybe I guess that as a person who streams and have a little bit of an audience going on, and I have a comment section that at least is pretty active, I have some experience with this, so I feel like now I can actually share the platform that they stand on to some extent and then express a thing or two. But even if I did, and you better believe that I would still say something because that's just who I am. But anyways, but basically, hang on a second. I'm trying to open this up here so I don't have to touch my phone and go through the comments and ruin the stream like I always do. But anyways, okay, there I am. I see myself now. Okay, so I linked an article in the description in case you are wondering where this comes from, and it is entitled "For Women on Twitch, Disclosing Their Relationship Status is a Minefield." And this went over a little bit about this ninja guy who I just talked about. But then, after reading that article that was trending on Twitter, I saw this title as a suggestion and I looked at it and I said, oh boy, here we go again. So I was going to just take notes and express my opinion on it, but I'm like, nah, let's go ahead and break it down piece by piece by piece. So I'm not going to read all of this, but I'm going to just skim through it. And it starts off by saying, with rumpled bed sheets filling the frame behind him, a YouTuber unearths a digital trail of photographs, old forum posts, and messages. He is here to tell his audience about a transgression by a Twitch personality who, in his estimation, is taking advantage of her audience. It is a story as old as time. Here is a woman, once again using her feminine wiles to trick men, and the men, fools that they are, cannot help but fall for it. Luckily, he is here to expose her deceit. And then the video which accuses Twitch streamer Amaranth, I don't know how to say that, but anyways, that's her name, of supposedly hiding her marital status to entice hopeful viewers into donating thousands of dollars to her, has been watched nearly 250,000 times, discussed and picked apart on social media, and inspired a bevy of news articles. So basically, in sum, what this article is trying to say is that there was this lady who decided to just be kind of ambiguous about her relationship status, and then she realizes that by being feminine, you can turn your body and your looks and all of that into a business. And then if you happen to like video games, something about females and them playing video games for some reason makes them win some kind of special points when it comes to the dating game. But basically, she's over here all salty because she's like, the reason we never want to talk about our relationship experiences is because at some point someone in the comments will go, oh, she's married, boom, I'm leaving, or I'm not wasting my time here and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, on that note, all I have to say is, how about if you do something because you actually care about it, you are interested in what you do, you love what you do, and you are not thinking about money first. How about if you think about your hobby first and the fact that you're doing something because it's what you genuinely enjoy? And then, if people find you and they decide to throw money at you, great. But if you get into the platform with the intention of seeing it with dollar signs, bad stuff is going to happen to you. Because let me tell you a little bit about me. I have had people in the comments who tell me, "Are you single?" And then they should know because they've been watching me for a while and they keep bugging me about it. "I want to go on a date with you. I want to date you. I want to be with you. Where do you live? Can we hang out?" This and that. And what I say is, you have been present during my activities, during my content, and all that. You know what my status is. If you think that insisting is going to make me go on an adventure with you, no, I'm not going to. So, what you do with people like that is you ignore them. And if these people give you money, they give you the money because they want to give it to you. But if they decide to not give you money because they realize that their attempts are like futile, then it's on them. But if you actually try to present yourself as someone who is available because you know that will make people throw money at you, then you will get the wrong kind of attention. And I'm not trying to say that it's okay for someone to be harassed about being dated or something. Not at all. But what I am saying is that you cannot sit there and present yourself a certain way, capitalize, and then be mad about the consequences of it. See what I mean? Because for me, I get that all the time. Like people tell me, I would like to stick around, but I see that you're not single. Bye. And I'm like, good. One person less that I have to greet. I do not need influences like that. Those influences are toxic. And anyone who is genuine about me, who cares about me, what they will say is, you know what? You're beautiful. You're amazing. Whoever is dating you is a lucky ass guy. And guess what? Every single person who I have met here and I respect has told me that. And that's how I know that they are a quality subscriber and they're there for me and they're here to support me and all that good stuff. Guess what? When I started this channel, I didn't even know that it was possible to make money in here. That knowledge eventually came with being exposed to the website. So, of course, if there is an opportunity for me to make extra income, it is freaking hard ass times out here, especially in this country. I'm not going to completely turn down the ability for me to make money here, but that is not what I focus on. I remember my origin here, which is I like to create stuff. I like to talk. I like to tell stories. I like for this to be my new journal. After that, the money making opportunity arrived, and I said, you know what? I'll take it. It sucks to be a retail worker. It sucks to have someone else telling me what my hours in my day are, all of that stuff. If I can turn this into a business for me that will get me out of my miserable day to day life, I will take it. But I am not thirsty about it. I am not obsessed about it. I am not like shaking about it, like, oh, let me see what kind of stream I can make today to get my audience to donate to me. Like, no, what I do is I sit here, I notice something. If there's something that I feel I have something substantial to add to, or just my input, period, that's what I do. But you cannot get on this business thinking about dollar signs and expect to be happy. It doesn't work like that. So what's going to happen is those who are genuine about you and love you and care for you as a person and also as a content maker, they're not going to be the ones telling you that, oh, because you are taken, I'm not going to stay here. Understand that every single platform that you are at is a social network. YouTube is a social network, Twitch is a social network, Facebook, Twitter, all of that. That's the way people meet. There is possibility for you to be picked up. Other people, some people have met their spouses online and all that. But if that is not your aim, then this shouldn't matter to you. This shouldn't affect you in any way. If you feel like you have to hide your relationship, you are someone I personally would not trust. And I would hope that none of your partners trust you either, because you cannot go around denying your status and expect to be respected for that. So, what you do is you say, I am married, and if you get significantly less income from that, oh well, find a way to supplement your income with the dollars that you are missing as a result of you being a person of integrity. There's nothing wrong with that. At least there is peace attached to that. But for me personally, I have no issues with still getting up at fucking 5 a.m. in the morning, showing up to a job that I don't particularly enjoy anymore, and I end up tired, my feet hurt, and when I get home, I crash on that bed and I am dying, wishing that my situation was different. But at least what I do is I get up and work. But if you want to make thousands and be sitting at home, like, I don't blame you for that. Good for you that it's working for you. But if your means of going about that is deceiving, you cannot be proud about what you do. You can be making thousands, hundreds of thousands, even hit the $1 million mark, but you're giving up your peace and it's not worth it. You cannot live well and happily if you don't have peace. If you have, like, if you're associated with lies, if you're someone who people just don't respect anymore, that freaking sucks. No amount of dollars is going to make you feel better about that. So, no, I do not feel bad for you that you're losing money because you are actually deceiving people by presenting yourself a little differently. No, I don't. So, if you're not making enough money to support your lifestyle, what you need to do is find a job or initiate another type of business, because clearly an online personality is not the right career for you if you cannot handle this kind of stress. If you cannot be a person who has integrity about saying the truth about who you are, or better yet, how about if you do not disclose any info at all? Just be like, hey guys, I would rather not discuss my personal life. Don't tell them that you're single, but don't tell them that you're taken, period. But if comments like that bother you that much, then block them or ignore them. There are solutions out there. There are tools for you. You are choosing not to use them. So, in my personal experience with guys like that, what I have done is I give them one chance, just one. I say, I am taken, I am not available, I am not interested. I have no problems with telling people that I am taken. But in the event that I were single, I would be like, I am single. However, I am not available. I am not looking. I do not want any of that? So I'm just saying, people create their own problems and then they refuse to solve them in the correct way, or maybe they are not even sure they can acknowledge what the right way of solving it is, but just go about it the way that I like to go about life, which is avoid disaster from happening. It is easy to avoid it than to pick up the mess, clean up the mess afterward. So pretty much that's the article, like the reaction that I had to it. But of course, it highlights other details and it talks about that ninja guy too. And basically, for that ninja guy, all I have to say about that is, if you are married, you do not have to give up your social activity. You do not have to be like, I'm married, my female streamer co-workers, whatever, they say crazy junk, so therefore I gotta refuse to work with them. What you need to do is you go out there with confidence. You know that you have a ring on your finger and you're like, I'll respect my wife. Just because I am streaming with someone doesn't mean that I am getting involved with them. People will talk about you no matter what. They will talk about you for eating a lot. They will talk about you for not eating a lot. They will talk about you for being tall, skinny, fat, small, strong, big, muscular, not muscular, being having an accent, being white, being black, being in between, people will always talk about you. And when it comes to relationships and socializing, people will always talk about you. Even though I don't talk a lot when I work or when I went to school, I was a mommy, people still talked about me. It's inevitable. And when you have hundreds of thousands or millions of people observing you, you definitely will not be able to escape that. So, in a situation like that, what you do is you reassure your partner that there's nothing going on. And in the article, it says that she's not the one who demanded for him to stop streaming with females, that he made that decision. Okay, great. You made that decision because you probably, I think you're trying to avoid bad instances, bad moments. Good for you. But if that were me, if I were married, I would tell my husband, look, my job is to stream, but I also like to feature males. And I like to feature them in my house. Do you want to be with me? Yes or no? But when they're in my house, you just need to trust me, which is why I signed that paper for that I am respecting you while I work. You enjoy the thousand, $100,000 million life, right? Well, guess what? It takes time and effort and socializing with other people. So understand that and we'll be fine. But just reassure them that everything is all right. And if people come up with gossip, just talk it all out and be like, this is the cost of being a big social media influence. Stuff like this is going to happen. People are going to talk about us like this. But just remember that I am here at the end of the day. I come back to you. At the beginning of the day, I am next to you. So if the person understands that, then they are the right spouse for you. But if they don't, if they still feel overwhelmed and the pressure of it, then I don't know. Maybe this kind of life is not the life for you. Yeah, the hundreds of thousands of dollars are great, but is it really worth for you to not be able to even conduct your life normally and have friends and have coworkers inside your house, which is what your career is about? Like for me, peace is more important, and if I am married, my spouse will be more important. So I don't think that completely giving up on streaming with other females is the right choice. I wouldn't do that if I had a husband and all of my friends are males or my coworkers are male. It is what it is. I mean, unfortunately, I guess that I don't want to say that gaming is not popular amongst females, but at some point that was true. It was more of a guy thing to do, but now the women are also taking a part in that. This is not early on in the gaming world. You know what I mean? So, anyways, guys, that's pretty much all that I have to say. Now I'm going to catch up with your comments because I just never know when to end. But this day is going horrible, but you just brighten up my day. Garuda! Well, I'm sorry to hear that you're having a bad day. I wish that I could do something to help you. But yeah, you definitely do not need to share any details of what's happening with you. But just know that I'm here and I'm thinking about you. People should just watch you because you offer intelligent discussion. Well, John, I appreciate that so much. To me, it's a huge compliment. But seriously, I like to create discussions like this because I feel like at the rate that I am going, maybe in a few years, I may have significantly more subscribers, like exceeding the tens of thousands or like hundreds of thousands possibly. And I always, 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 always think, how am I going to handle that? What would happen to me if that were me? But I swear, the stresses that people undergo are some that I cannot relate to. So sometimes I keep it real to myself and I say, you know what, maybe I can sit here and say all of this because I do not relate. I'm not the person who's uber famous and all that. But I have known how to deal with people and how to not let people's bullshit affect me. So if I were to become a big, like a recognizable person, like I always say, it's okay. to approach me. It's okay to talk to me. I will probably be in a hurry because every time I go out, I'm a person who's always ready to go. Like when I go shopping, I'm ready to go. When I'm at a stoplight, I'm ready to go. So I may come off as rude, but whatever you do, don't touch me and we won't have any problems. But if you become one of those fanatics who are like so obsessed with your superstar that you try to be all over them, that's when we're gonna have a problem. But if you talk bullshit, if you come up with stories about me, if you Photoshop photos about me to make me look like I'm, I don't know, behaving in some way or something, I mean, it probably will hurt my reputation a bit, but those who have gotten to know me and follow me, they know. So I am not going to care. Have fun with my image. I know what to frown over and what not to frown over. And I know that I will not be able to stop everything. But if I were to experience some kind of defamation that goes, like it's very severe, that's when I'll be concerned and do something about it. But if it doesn't affect my life, why sweat it? I mean, why? Just why? If you know deep down that what they're saying is not true, what you do is you come out, you do a press conference or something, or you, in fact, if you're a YouTube personality, then you can just turn on your camera and make a video about it and be like, you guys, just to come out and say that those rumors about me and allegations, they are not true. Boom. People are going to believe you. People are not going to believe you. Worry about those who believe you. And those who don't believe you, they can waste their time not having a life and trying to bring you down. But ignore that stuff. Ignore it. I don't know why it's so difficult for people to ignore people who are stupid. You know, like in school, I remember this when someone would pick on some student, they would give them attention. And that's why the bully would never stop. For me, anytime someone tried to pick on me, I ignored the fuck out of them. And they would never ever bother me again because they know that they cannot get any fun out of me. Don't feed them. It's easy. So, on a grand scale like this, being a popular person, I know that it may not be that simple, but like I said, maybe the public life is not the life for you. Just admit that. And some people do, you know, you got all these people who you're like, oh, how can you make millions and still be alone and depressed and lonely and all that? But um but I mean, maybe it's because this is not the life for you. It's all right. You gotta decide, do you want to keep making millions and be miserable? Or do you want to be like, you know what? I tried it. It gave me some good money. Let me come up with something different. Now that I have these resources, let me create a business that's actually more suitable for me. I only see the solution. But anyways, these streamers know that horny lonely guys with an internet connection is a pretty lucrative audience. I guess it just comes down to how much of a sense of shame the streamer has. Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right when it comes to phrasing it that way. Because again, that's why these types of things exist. There are places where you can go to eat, and then the waitresses are going to be wearing very little clothing. I mean, you go there not because the food is all that great tasting and all 5 star and all that. You're there out of the pleasure of, I don't know, seeing some flesh, you know? So some people understand that. They understand that that can be turned into a business, and that's exactly what they do. And the thing of it is, it works because people are going to these places, supporting it, and the people who own these businesses understand that, and they make their money and they get to live their lives. And then you are still that lonely customer who's spending money having a very, very momentary interaction with someone who's showing some flesh, as opposed to, I don't know, maybe cooking at home, working on your body shape if you happen to be someone who's not looking all that great. Let's say that you are depressed because your relationship just ended, or you have been depressed, period, and you have let your physical body go, as opposed to going out and eating junk food. Work on yourself, make yourself better than you were last time, and then maybe you'll find a better person. I don't know. That's what I would do. I like to be proactive. If something doesn't work out for me, I introspect what went right, what went wrong, what can I improve on today? And that's what I do. That's what I focus on. And that's how I ended up becoming the person I am today. So I just like for people to be more proactive. I know I say that a lot, and there's a great reason why I say that. It's because I have gotten better results out of being active at working on my problems as opposed to just letting something like, I don't know, time passing, doing this magical thing, or waiting for people to see me in distress and they'll hand me stuff down. No, a sister has control. That's what I like. That's how I like to be. I like to be accountable for everything. Let's see. Great points. La da la da la. Cool. It's not all on their head. Male streamers don't even get asked about their status that I've seen. I've seen Ninja stream. He seems a nice guy. For some people, that's enough to start rumors. See? Because that's what happens. People are going to talk about you, no matter what it is about. No matter what, they're going to find something to say about you. They will. Um, and honestly, a lot of things that specifically to some females, a lot of stuff is in their heads. Like living a life that's just constantly surrounded by fear and overcome by fear. It's like the world is bad. There's bad stuff going on in the world, but it's not as bad as it gets. And remember, when I say this as an American still living in the United States, Western world. So I know what happens around here. I know the bad stuff that happens around here, but I also know of the bad stuff that does not happen around here. So that's why I'm like, come on. The world in which you live in, close proximity in this country, you are fine. Okay? Like, you have to be incredibly naive to not know what parts you are more likely to be exposed to danger and what parts you're not. So, yeah, I don't always buy what people say about, everywhere is unsafe. Like, no, there are steps that you can take to be safer. Not completely immune to danger, because, hello, anything can happen anywhere. That's the crude reality. But if you are doing everything that you can to avoid problems, trust me, problems will not come knocking on your door. You just need to trust me on that one. Okay, and John left. All right, it was good to see you, John. But yeah, I'm going to keep scanning through the article to see if there's anything else. Okay, there's a quote. I noticed that when I'm single, viewers are much more interested in my life and things that are going on with me. And yeah, stuff like that. While some casters may begin on Twitch without disclosing their status, experiences on the platform sometimes change their mind. One self-care Twitch streamer I spoke to, Jessica Ricci, told me that she initially hid her relationship because seasoned casters advised her to do so and because early fan interactions scared her. I had one viewer after my fiance at the time came home and rubbed my shoulders, asked if that was my partner. When a few regular loyal viewers affirmed the question, the first viewer got upset and said I was leading people on by not being upfront about my relationship status. It just didn't come up when that viewer was in the live chat. I hid it out of fear afterward of pushing potential viewers away after that encounter. Again, real viewers who are there for you, for your content, for your games, whatever it is that you do on Twitch, they will stick around. They're just like in real life. You may have thousands of people on your Facebook, but whom do you actually talk to? Who is actually there for you? Who actually goes on lunch dates with you? I used to have like 500 people, and little by little, I started like trimming it to about 100 now. And I'm still looking for more people to delete. Am I going to talk to you within a month? Am I going to talk to you within a year? Is something going to happen with it? No. I think Facebook is a way to just be nosy about other people's lives. And you end up distracted and wasting time to where you could be working on your own life to make it better. So that's why I like to only limit it to strictly friends and family or former teachers or former classmates who I know are going to be there for me and with me if something happens. But when it comes to this aspect, you have control. Do you want to just focus on the lucrative aspect of what you do, or would you rather present yourself as a real person, flesh and blood, who people can relate to and earn respect that way? That's what I like to do. Like, do you guys ever see me like just being showy or flashy about the stuff that I get or this and that? No, what I do is I appreciate it. But I'm not here thirsty for like money. Some of you guys have given me money and I have appreciated it. Whatever prompts you to give me money, that's on you. I'm not going to question you. I'm going to accept it because I'm like, hey, given my situation, I like to be supported and every little bit helps. Like I said, stuff is rough around here. I don't have a very stable situation, so if I'm able to earn that, I will accept it very, very modestly and very, very humbly. But I'm not sitting here telling everybody, please press the like button. It really helps the channel make more money or get more attention, or make sure that you post my video to your page, or, donate to me so that I can, I don't know, buy this and that equipment. And, like, you will get there. Whatever you need to get to, your resources will come. It may take years, but it'll come. You just need to you just need to have faith that what you're doing is working. It may not be at the rate that you want, but it is working. Stuff takes time. And there's stuff that I personally can talk about that I am not patient for. But what I like to do is I like to work toward my goals. It may happen quickly, it may not happen quickly. Just do not let frustration get to you. There's some stuff that it's okay if you cannot handle. Like I have mentioned before, one example that I can think of is long distance relationships. I cannot do long distance relationships. I need to be able to see my partner, know my partner, be with my partner, spend time, and do all that. That's different. But if you think about money and you want for it to be here immediately, like, no, work hard. You know, stuff will come for you. And that's why I have faith that everything that I do, like getting up at 5, being 8 hours in a building where it can be pretty depressing, I endure all that. I know my situation will get better someday. I don't know when, but when it comes, it'll be the right time and I'll be ready and I'll embrace it and accept it. But if you're just focusing on the lucrative aspect of everything that you do, and oh my god, I'm losing viewers who were donating thousands to me because they know that I'm not single. I mean, your values are different. I cannot relate to you. I cannot say that that's the way that I deal with things. I cannot say that's what makes me happy. But if that's what makes you happy, then great. But don't sit here and complain and want our sympathy when you were being manipulative at the end of the day. No, just do stuff right from the start, and you know, whatever happens, that's what you get. But you need to figure out what kind of person you are. Are you just modest and humble, or are you all about the ambition of just making money, 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 focusing on money? If you focus on money, there are consequences for that. It's incredibly stressful and it requires no sleep. Like, you have to be willing to give up a lot of things to be making a lot of money. You need to decide what it is that you want. You cannot have it all and be like, you can't have it all the easy way. Like famous people will tell you about it. I became a star. I thought that I wanted that life, but I cannot handle the social pressures. And they end up doing stupid stuff like taking their own lives. And the thing that they say is, I wouldn't have figured that they're depressed. They have all these resources. They have a life of, a king, a queen, this and that. They're like royalty. How can you be miserable? They cannot take the pressure. And that's happening to you. You're becoming popular, and God knows what means you're using. People are starting to find that out. People are mad because you're deceiving them Deceit makes people angry. I know it makes me angry. So they find out and they have the proper natural response, which is I'm mad at you. I'm deciding to not patronize you anymore. Boom. Or be your patron anymore. Boom. But anyways, you guys, that concludes my rambling. I'll leave that link in the description to the thing that I was reading so that you guys can read it from beginning to end if you're interested, because I pretty much summed it up and I just wanted to just get my opinion out there. I don't really enjoy to just read the whole thing because it's kind of time consuming, and I just like to get the point out there and then rant dash ramble about it. So there you guys go. That's my opinion on this one. Like everything that I say, you don't have to agree with me, you don't have to disagree with me. I'm just sharing my thoughts. I like to express things. I also like to tell the story. This is a story, and I like to elaborate on it, what it made me feel like, what I would do in a situation like that. I am not someone who tries to present herself like I have the right answers to everything, like I can rid the world of all evil. Nope, I am not that naive. So some of you will agree, some of you will disagree. And if you disagree, please let me know what it is. And if you agree with me, if you have any stories of your own, let me know. I am interested. I love to learn. So that's what I like to say. Because some of the people tuning in, and I'll see you soon.